why Gohan is able to close the power gap so quickly and easily in Dragon Ball Super's anime. Before we get into this topic, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel for weekly Dragon Ball Super discussion content or Dragon Ball content in general, and make sure to smash this like button at the end if you do enjoy the topic. So obviously Gohan, for most of you should know by now, my favorite character always have been. I told people he was going to return. Everybody called me crazy. I will always bring that up because I'm like, they're context clues. Toriyama doesn't usually put things in the show and completely forgets about them. I just think he takes a really long time to sometimes get back to his original ideas. But it's like people just don't have any faith in foreshadowing at all, which drives me nuts. But regardless, with his newest transformation of Beast Gohan, the son of Goku still to this present day in Dragon Ball Super remains one of the most powerful warriors, not just in Universe 7, but in all of the Dragon Ball multiverse. It's been known for a while now that hybrid Saiyans have more potential from an early age, which obviously enables them to reach higher ceilings quicker than their full-blooded counterparts. Now, from the very beginning of Dragon Ball Z, the Prince of Saiyans has always acknowledged Gohan's potential as a warrior. I'm rewatching Dragon Ball Z now as we speak, and the amount of times Vegeta mentioned Gohan's potential in between the Saiyan saga and the Planet Namek saga, I think it's almost half a dozen at this point. It's like Vegeta really saw a lot of potential in Gohan. And that, to me, tells you this has always been something that Toriyama had in store for Gohan's character from the very early days of Dragon Ball Z. Now, what initially started out as envy from the Prince of Saiyans, I think slowly and quietly turned into a form of admiration and expectation for Gohan. And despite being inconsistent with his training since the end of the Buu saga, Gohan has been able to close the power gap between himself and the other Saiyans, Goku and Vegeta, for several reasons. Number one, we already discussed the hybrid Saiyans genetics, which enhances Gohan's development and strength, and obviously that gives them an edge at being able to get stronger without having to spend their whole life training like Goku and Vegeta, who are obviously full-blooded Saiyans. Broly we can now throw into that mix as well. Number two, Gohan has spent practically his entire life mainly training with the Namekian Piccolo. I believe this is a different route of training and fighting fundamentals that allows, this half Saiyan to progress and fight in a way where he's tapping into different reserves and avenues of Saiyan strength. I've always mentioned it over the years that I've really admired Gohan and Piccolo's connection, because when you see Gohan fight, if you really pay attention to it in the anime, he fights a lot like Piccolo, and then he adds in his own few Saiyan elements, along with some things remnant, obviously, of his father Goku and even Trunks. That's why Gohan's my favorite character. I feel like he's a true martial artist like the others, but Gohan encompasses so many different fighting styles into his own. Now, Vegeta and Goku both fight as pure-blooded Saiyan warriors, and despite their mentors over the years, we see a very aggressive but powerful approach to how Goku and Vegeta fight. Now, like I said, Gohan, on the other hand, he fights like Piccolo, who seems to have, at this point, over dozens of techniques and ideas to tip the scales of battle in his favor. Obviously, prior to Piccolo getting his new orange transformation, he was always able to still somehow at least put up a decent fight, because the guy is a genius, man. Like, he sits and meditates like all day when he's not babysitting. So like, Piccolo is always thinking of ways to keep himself in the top, the top fighting shape. And I still think secretly deep down, he still would like to have a rematch with Goku. And could you imagine the nostalgia of that? Piccolo versus Goku in Dragon Ball Super Season 2's anime. In fact, I think I just came up with another topic for another video. But like I said, Gohan is very intelligent. He fights a lot like Piccolo. He uses his smarts and his knowledge to have a more methodical approach, and I think perhaps that gives him an edge compared to Goku and Vegeta at this point. Now, this isn't to say that Goku and Vegeta aren't smart. That's obviously not what I'm saying, because that wouldn't be true. They're both intelligent fighters, but the way it's translated in battle, it appears a bit different from how we see Goku and Vegeta fight compared to Gohan, and how he utilizes his power to close that gap up to Goku and Vegeta. We can also never forget, obviously, the quiet rage inside Gohan that has been numerously, said and has propelled him more than once to greater new heights. Gohan does not want violence, nor does he prefer it, but just like his father, the thought of losing his loved ones always serves as a great motivator to fight well beyond his means, and he essentially is able to tap into his primal strength, and that is why he's able to close the gap so quickly in Dragon Ball. So you guys feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. We shall take it from there. Hopefully you did enjoy this topic of discussion. Remember to smash the like button. It does help out a lot. I'm definitely going to talk about that Goku Piccolo rematch fight, because again, I'm rewatching the original Dragon Ball Z, and of course in the beginning of DBZ, Piccolo mentioned a lot about wanting to still fight Goku again. Dragon Ball does foreshadow things, not saying it's going to happen, but I think it'd be really interesting and awesome nostalgia if it did. That'll be discussion for another video. Unfortunately, it is all the time I have for you guys right now, but I will see you all later. Goodbye.